All right, we're going to go live. If this thing will work at all, it is a all right. Well, it says I'm on the air. Fantastic. I don't often get on the air. Usually my machine doesn't seem to do the job for me, but tonight it seems to be working pretty good, so that's great. Memorial Day coming up here real soon on the 31st. So, what are you guys going to be doing on Memorial Day, I wonder? Yep. Wonder what you're going to be doing. I know I'm going to take my rear end out to Pineville over the National Cemetery there, pay my respects to the men, the women, those buried there at the National Cemetery. It's the least I can do. You know, Memorial Day, it had its evolution, right? I believe started off as like a flag day, and then it went into a remembrance day, and now we call it Memorial Day. It's for those who lost their lives in war, in combat, that we were in a conflict with someone and they died. So Memorial Day is different from Veterans Day. Memorial Day. It's important that we keep Memorial Day. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can turn any of that stuff on or not. Well, leave a comment. I was going to see if there was anybody out there to chat, but that's okay. I'm not very good at it anyway. So why put myself through all of that stuff, right? If you're not good at it, don't do it. I'm not good at this, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's Memorial Day coming up. And I, as a veteran of the Vietnam War, feel it's important that we spend some time thinking about those who lost their lives and how Memorial Day came about. I mean, you could go down and buy a mattress, I guess, at a Memorial Day sale. Go to a store somewhere and buy something because it's a Memorial Day sale. I ain't buying shit on Memorial Day. I've got better things to do. I can stay at home. I can go to the cemetery there in Pineville, Louisiana. Things that I ought to be doing. I don't need to be buying anything on Memorial Day. Get what I need on Sunday or hold off until Tuesday. I'm not going out and spending money to gratify me, materially speaking, when I should be paying my respect to the fallen dead, That's the way I see it. I don't know how you see it. Doesn't really matter how you see it as far as I'm concerned, But anyway, I have a couple little videos I want to put on. I had one that I did back in 2016. In fact, all but the first one that I'm going to show you was done back in about 2016. So it's been a while since I've done those. But the first one is it's a Memorial Day that is about World War I and Flanders Field. Okay, and a little video clip will describe to you where Flanders Field is located in case you don't know. So let me just jump over here, make sure I've got it queued up. I have to find the right mouse first. Okay, now let me see if I can get it to play. have a little dead spot at first.
By 1917, the nations of Europe have engaged in 3 years of unimaginable death and destruction. The United States has resisted joining the conflict until German attacks on American commercial shipping, along with other threats and outrages, lead the U.S. into the war. The American soldiers come from all walks of life: farmers, shopkeepers, college students, and factory workers. The men are wealthy, poor, white, black, Native American, citizens, and immigrants. When the soldiers arrive in Europe, they are determined to fight, but are unprepared for the killing machine that awaits them. The 27th and 30th Divisions are ordered to fight under the command of the British Army near Ypres. Day and night, artillery shells rain down upon them. The death toll is staggering. I knew how a man felt who was condemned to die, recalls one soldier. We all thought it was our last day. Another writes, it was a slaughter. The machine gun fire was thicker than flies in summer. Still, the men press on. A few months later, the 37th and 91st Divisions arrive to fight under the command of the Belgian king. The Americans help clear the dense Spitaal woods and capture the land where the cemetery stands today. Every few yards comes at a steep price. Private Stanislaw Lobno, a 25-year-old Polish immigrant from Nebraska, is one of the first on the battlefield. Almost immediately, an artillery shell takes his life. Sergeant Carl Ross, a 26-year-old clerk from California, single-handedly takes on a German machine gun nest at the cost of his life. Despite the heavy losses, the Allies succeed in forcing the enemy into a full retreat. And within days, the Germans sign an armistice to end the war. The number of casualties in the wake of the Great War is horrifying. The war claims the lives of over 110,000 American soldiers, 1,200 in Belgium. Never have so many Americans fallen so far from home. Their families are torn with grief. Now, they must decide whether to bring their loved ones home for burial or leave them in the Belgium soil they fought so valiantly to liberate. The families of Stanislaw Lobno, Carl Ross, and others choose to bury their sons where they have fallen. A grateful Belgian king offers land to the United States to be the final resting place for these soldiers who made the ultimate sacrifice. In Washington, Congress creates the American Battle Monuments Commission in 1923. Their mission: to create monuments and improve cemeteries overseas where American war dead are buried, and above all, to ensure that these veterans are always honored with dignity. In 1929, the mothers and widows of those killed in action and buried overseas lobbied Congress to fund pilgrimages to Europe so they could visit the graves of their sons and husbands. When these Gold Star mothers and widows arrive at Flanders Field American Cemetery, it is the resting place of 368 dead and venerates 43 missing. The women are relieved to find the grave sites beautiful and immaculately maintained. Our country can never repay you, General Pershing tells them, but these marble headstones will proclaim the righteousness of the cause for which they fought. As one mother remembers, it was a sad, hard trip, but it was a wonderful privilege to visit my dear boy's grave. As decades pass, the memory of World War I begins to fade, but never in Belgium. As early as 1923, Belgian school children have gathered annually on America's Memorial Day to commemorate the dead. Members from the local community have also stepped forward to adopt graves of individual soldiers.
Being the grave adopter, I give talks about World War I and the American involvement, and also the stories of Stanislas and a few other soldiers that are buried here. So in a way it's getting out the news, the message that these soldiers still represent the US in a special way.
The adopters bring flowers, learn about the soldiers' lives, and seek out their distant relatives, ensuring that every soldier buried here is remembered and none has died in vain.
The soldier we adopted is Carly Ross. He was 23 when he died. He was killed in action in the woods behind here. He was really brave. I think it's important to remember Carly Ross and the other soldiers here because they fought for us to live now happily and not speak German, just to speak our own language. And I find it very nice of them to do that.
En ik denk dat het toch het minst is dat je kunt doen, maar er is niemand die verplicht heeft voor die man uit een vreemd land naar hier te laten komen om ons te bevrijden. Dat heb ik meegedacht.
The respect for these fallen American soldiers deepens the friendship between the American and Belgian people and ensures that no matter how many years pass, the memory of these Americans will live on in the hearts of each new generation. As the brother of Lieutenant Kenneth McLeish wrote of his visit to Flanders Field, "I can't think of a better place for Kenny to rest. Kenny won't be forgotten or lost there, and nowhere could he receive more loving care."
Okay, I think it's important to teach the much younger generation what Memorial Day is all about. I don't see a lot of that going on. It used to be in the 50s and 60s, you know, a very important day, and communities would get together and celebrate Memorial Day. But now it's all pretty much commercialized, you know. So that upsets me because it diminishes what these people died for. The next little clip I have is one that I did back in, again, 2016, which was a lot of them. And in keeping with the idea that I think the younger generation should have some knowledge of Memorial Day, I brought my niece, who was, I think, about 8 at the time, and we went to Pineville, Louisiana, to the National Cemetery there, so that we could, you know, visit. Now, obviously, they're not going to know that we're there, but it's something that we should all do, is get out, make some time, go to the National Cemetery and pay your respects to those that are buried there. Now, this clip is not that long, but, and I have to help my niece a little bit, but, you know, it has some music in the beginning and some text there, and you can read and understand what's going on with it. So let me make the transition here. Well, I was over at the National Cemetery in Pineville again this year.
Celebrating the Day of Memorial at
The National
the
Cemetery.
National Cemetery for people that were in the United States War to fight over our American life and freedom. And all the laws that are free. Thank you.
Okay. I got a bug flying around my room here. Now, like I say, she was about 8 years old, and it's the first time that she'd ever visited a cemetery and trying to bring in this understanding about Memorial Day. And I hope, you know, in the future, as she grows up, she'll remember that day. You know, the next one I'm going to do is one that I made because of those athletes taking the knee during the national anthem. That pissed me off. There was no sports in this house for a long time. I wasn't putting up with that crap. Nope. Refused to watch anything where people would take their knee and disrespect the national anthem. I don't have respect for those people. They make a lot of money, you know. Just basically, they can kiss my little brown eye, you know. I don't like that. Don't like it at all. One other thing I want to tell you is that now, Congress said, they passed this little thing, on Memorial Day, on the 31st, whatever time zone you're in, at 3 p.m., take a moment, if you can, and pull over, if you can. Stop what you're doing, if you can, and just think about Memorial Day and what it stands for, and those individuals who lost their lives fighting for what this country believed in. So, I hope you get something out of this. It's a very important day for me. I hope it is for you. I've got this other little clip. It takes off blank screen at first, but then it picks up. So let's get it started. Okay, well, that's my little Memorial Day thing. I don't think I put one out last year, but now that I'm sitting around the house with nothing else to do but visit the bathroom, I tell you, when you lose your prostate, buddy, you don't get too far from that bathroom. I want to tell you, you plan your day out good. You want to go to Walmart? You start thinking about it 2 days in advance. What you're going to get, what aisles you're going to go down, because you got to have some way of getting in and getting out of there, in a hurry. When that prostate's gone, it's like the little keeper of the bladder gate, right? There's no gate between the bladder and the end, So take some planning. I'm learning. So far, I haven't died off from it, but they can still get me on it. All right, folks, that's my Memorial Day. I hope some of you will get a chance to look at this. Think about it. It's one of our really very important days. To me, it's more important than New Year. Christmas is important. Believe in Christianity. Christmas is important. But Memorial Day and Veterans Day, I don't do much on Father's Day. My kids are my gift to me, and my grandkids. Okay. That's it, folks.